Hi loves, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, then I want to welcome you in. And if you are returning, then I definitely want to welcome you back. I truly appreciate your continued support. In today's video, we are going to do a pick a card reading that focuses on what cycles you might be stuck in your life at this time. So if you feel like your life is kind of stuck on a loop, like you're stuck on repeat, you can't figure out what's going on or why, then this video is definitely going to be for you. This is a general reading, so not every message may resonate with you, and that's completely okay. Just take what resonates and leave the rest for those who need it. If you would like to dive into your own personal energies, then you can definitely book a one-on-one session with me, and we will look at your specific energies and the energies surrounding you at this time. I do want to let you know that this video is inspired by a recent blog post that I just posted, recent journal post. So if you want to dive further into maybe understanding more about repeating cycles or why you may be feeling stuck on repeat in your life and what that means, then definitely check out my recent journal post. That link is going to be in the description below. And before we get started, I also want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter if you have not already. This is where I'm going to be sharing, or where I have been sharing, some really deep information, different things that can kind of help you along in your journey, and where I'm just really dropping some gold nuggets. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to my newsletter yet, you'll definitely want to make sure that you are there. I am posting or sending out emails once a week. And then anything that is, significant or needs to go out, then I'll go ahead and send that out as well. All right, so to get started with this pick a card reading, what we're going to do is break down into three groups, and you'll just select what group resonates with you, or where you feel like you're being called, where you feel your message is, and then you can jump to the timestamps that are in the description and select your specific reading. Okay, so what I want you to do is take 3 deep mindful breaths. Okay, and this is to help you to get grounded, to get centered, and to really connect with your own energy, to connect with your higher self, your elevated guides, and to be open and receptive to the messages that are coming through. All right, so take those 3 deep mindful breaths. And then I want you to ask your higher self, I want you to ask your elevated guides, where is your message today? What group holds the message that is meant for you at this time? Okay. All right, and for the group selection, what I'm going to do, I have a few crystals here. We'll just take a look at these crystals. For group 1, we have this hematite. Okay. Group 2 is going to be my smoky quartz. And then group 3 is going to be my amethyst. Okay. All right, so feel free to pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and just kind of let that sit with you where your message is for today. And then take a look at the description for your timestamp for whatever group you have chosen. It is possible that you may resonate with more than one group. That's totally okay as well. You'll just want to check out the messages for whatever groups you feel most called to watch at this time. Okay. All right, so I will see you in your reading. Hi, group 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this hematite, then this is going to be your reading. Okay, We're going to go ahead and dive deep into the energies here to get an idea of what specific cycle you are stuck in at this time, what it's trying to teach you, what it's all about, like what's going on here, okay? All right. I'm going to start with an oracle message. The first thing that we have here is sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. And then we have house 1, individuality, self-image, and an approach to life. Okay. All right, so what I'm seeing here is that your current cycle right now is feeling, it's feeling kind of like a stop and go. It's go and then it's stop. It's go and it's stop. It's go and stop. And there are times when it seems like you're flowing, and then there's times when it feels like you're just really stuck. And this is something that has been going on for quite a while. This is something that is repeating, something that's ongoing. There are moments where you feel like there's something that where you feel like there's reward and potential, and everything just feels good. And then there's other moments where you're just like, what the hell? Like what is going on? What the hell? Okay. This can be really confusing, honestly. This is and that's what I feel here. I feel like there's a sense of confusion and frustration with this, because it's like, okay, am I headed in the right direction? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Or am I not? Because there's like this there's like this wall and tension that you're feeling here. This could have something to do with your own individuality, with your self image, and how you approach life, or how you're approaching life, how you're approaching your situations and circumstances, things like that, or like how you are seeing yourself, viewing yourself. Um, yeah, which really influences how you're approaching everything, like how you view yourself, your level of confidence, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. This all influences how you approach everything in life, how you approach other people, how you approach certain situations and circumstances. Um, for example, if you are maybe not really feeling very confident, then how you approach something, it's like that level of confidence will be definitely seen. It will be communicated in some way, whether it's through your language, through your verbal language, or body language, or just different things like that. So I feel that your image, how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, is extremely important here. And it could be contributing heavily to how you're approaching different situations and this cycle that you're currently stuck in. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have here? That's a lot. Okay. We have Earth, persistence, patience, and practicality. If I can get this to focus today. All right, and then we have Venus, give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. And then we have Chiron, heal, or excuse me, hurt and heal. All right. All right. So with this earth energy, let's go ahead and unpack this. When it comes to this particular cycle and feeling like that constant push pull, resistance, tension, but then flow, it's like there's a requirement for persistence, okay? With earth energy, persistence, patience, and practicality. What I'm getting here is that there's something about evaluating. Like, if you keep going at something in the same way that you've always approached it, and it's like, how can you expect a different result from that? Persistence is extremely important and consistency is extremely important, but if you're consistent with the wrong things, you're not really getting anywhere, you're not really making any progress. If you keep running into the same wall head first, it's like, what changes? Nothing changes. So what I feel here is that there is a need for some sort of adjustment. It's like taking inventory and, kind of looking at the situation for what it is. What is the situation? How am I currently approaching it? Is this effective? Why or why not? So, like, there's very practical questions that you need to be asking yourself in order to position yourself for success here. Okay, in order to get out of this particular cycle, in order to be able to move forward. There's something that you're not seeing, but this has to do with like what questions you're asking yourself or not asking yourself, how you're evaluating the situation or viewing the situation, how you're viewing yourself. What is your approach in terms of that persistence and that consistency? With Venus, give and receive love. This is where you find value and also where you see beauty. Okay. What's important? What is important here? What's important to you? What's important to this situation? And again, I feel like this may have something to do with just how you're viewing yourself, how you're seeing yourself, your sense of self love and self worth. What you believe you deserve absolutely matters because it determines what you accept and what you ask for and what you accept. You have to see the value and you have to see the beauty within yourself first before you can ask for it from anywhere else. And this may have, it feels like it has, there's a heavy emphasis on Chiron's energy here. So this Chiron is the wounded healer. Okay. This is where we experience very deep wounds, but it's also where we we have our medicine, so to speak. Whatever it is that you have come through, transformed through, what you've experienced, you've grown through and learned, this is also how you are able to help to heal others because you know it. You've been through it, you've experienced it, it's deep within you. Chiron can be quite painful. It's a painful energy, but it's also a very healing when you really dive into it, when you allow yourself to dive into it and just kind of really understand that energy. That's a whole other lesson. But Chiron energy here, this feels like it has deeper roots for you, is basically what I'm getting at. And this could be something from your childhood, something stemming from childhood that kind of makes you feel a certain way about yourself or have a certain belief system about yourself, and how you approach your life, how you approach situations and things like that. But this is the cycle that you're currently stuck in and having a hard time getting out of. There's something about self here, how you view yourself and how you move forward. And that causing this sense of resistance, this push pull, stop and go type of energy here. Okay. Let me see. All right. I'm going to move on to another deck here and get a few more details. Let's see what else we see. All right, group one. What else do we have here? Okay. Okay. Ready for the next level? So you are ready to come out of this cycle. You are ready to move forward and step into a higher level, a new space. And that is also where the frustration is coming from for you, because it's like you're ready to move forward, but you don't see how. You're ready to move forward, but every time you try, every time you put forth this effort, this energy, it feels like you're just kind of like snatched back. And I'm getting this idea of like, take one step forward and it's like 10 steps backward. That's extremely frustrating. I completely understand that. I completely understand that. So, the next card here is you are being guided. You are being guided. So this cycle here is definitely meant to teach you something. It is meant to highlight something for you so that you can address it and you won't find yourself back in this same space. Now the thing is, and what's coming through is that when you finally find your way out of a cycle, like the whole point of really making sure that you understand the cycle itself and finding your way outside of the cycle is so that you don't have to repeat it again. You don't want to be in a much further space, right, down the line in a higher level or something like that. It's like the higher you are, the further you fall. So if you don't learn these lessons now, if you don't get a full grasp and understanding about it now, but you continue to climb, then what happens when, all the shit hits the fan, you fall further and further down and it's harder to come back from. So this is more along the lines of mastering this now before you get too far, okay? Before you get to a place where it's like you can't come back from this. This is extremely important, but this is what is necessary and what's needed to get you where you're going. There's a certain level of confidence that you need for your journey, a certain level of inner value, inner strength, and self-love, self-worth that you need for your specific journey. Because again, it determines how you see the world, it determines how you present yourself, okay? And what you ask for and also what you accept. If you don't believe that you're worth much, you're not going to ask for much, meaning you're not going to get much. And that's not what you deserve in this life. You deserve more. You absolutely deserve more. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else from this deck here. That's a lot. I'll take it. Okay. So we have stuck loop, obviously, unlocking hidden potential, and nothing is random. Okay. So again, I feel like this is definitely confirmation with the stuck loop energy. It's just reminding you and letting you know that what you're going through, it's like you're stuck in this constant loop, this constant cycle, but it starts and ends with you. It starts and ends with you, okay? You are the beginning and the ending of this loop. And if you want to get out of it, then you have to work on you. You have to focus on you. You have to put the energy into you and pour into yourself, okay? You are currently unlocking very deep level of hidden potential here. There's a lot that is kind of like hiding within you. There's potential that you don't even know exists within you, but it's because it's like it's stuck and I don't I don't necessarily feel like it may feel hidden to you, but maybe others see this. It's like it's not quite hidden, but it's just not unleashed. It's not, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of trapped, is what it feels like. So you are in a space of unlocking hidden potential, and this is what needs to be released. It needs to be unleashed from within you at this time. And you need to also understand that there's nothing that is random. There's no such thing as coincidence. So you could be receiving certain messages, certain like signs and synchronicities, things like that. Like there's certain things that keep showing up and are being highlighted in your life to let you know, like, hey, it's like flags calling out for you, to let you know what's what, okay? To kind of get your attention so that you give more focus and more energy here, okay? I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Mm. All right, loves. Let's see. Tell me, Spirit, what is going on here? Tell me more about this cycle. Death. I don't know why my camera is not focusing today, but it's definitely giving in the way. All right. So with this energy here, this is all about transformation and transition. It's going from one form to another form. This energy can be kind of tough because it's like going from a space of you knowing things in one form, that no longer being in existence, and then a new form being created. It's an ending. Endings are painful. And it's also a beginning. Beginnings can be scary. There's a lot of unknown energy, a lot of hidden energy with a new beginning, right? It's like, okay, where do I go from here? Where do I start? Like, there's all this openness, all this possibility. There's a need to shed an old skin. This definitely it definitely does feel like ego death. It is coming from out of or releasing whomever you thought you were and stepping into the potential of who you actually are. Stepping into that new space, that new energy of who you actually are. And that can be a scary space to be in. It can be frustrating, it can be painful, it can be difficult. It's a lot of things. There's also a need to release and let go of past energies. They can't go with you, right? So who you used to be is not going to serve in the spaces and the places that you are meant to go, where you're meant to be. There's a new version of you that is required in order to function in that space. So who are you? Who are you? We have the Four of Swords. Come on, camera. Forgive my camera. I don't know. And then we have the World. Okay. What's coming through here is something about feeling safe, safe enough to honor your truth. It's a matter of feeling safe enough to honor your truth and to really rest in your truth. The Four of Swords talks about a mental break, like it can be mental overwhelm, and it's like taking a mental rest, but it's also about sanctuary. And when I think of sanctuary, for me, it is a feeling of safety. Where do you feel safe? Safe enough to let down your entire guard, to just completely relax, completely just let everything out of your mind, and to just be for just a moment at least, right? In order to do that, in order to find yourself in that space, you absolutely have to feel safe. You have to feel safe. So it's like, what are you needing in order to feel safe enough so that you can honor your truth? What is it that you have to look at? What do you need to revisit in order to feel safe enough to honor your truth? This is where that Chiron energy is. What is it that makes you feel unsafe to honor your truth? Once you are able to get yourself past this point, when you're able to identify this, when you are able to move past this with the world energy here, this is where the cycle completes. This is where the cycle ends. This is where you level up, right? This is the next level. That chapter closing, a new chapter beginning, and a sense of accomplishment, a sense of relief. There's definitely growth and evolution here, a whole new version of you, a whole new chapter. It's going to be so worth it. Like this, getting out of this cycle feels quite challenging and painful, honestly, if I'm being transparent here. But it's going to be so worth it. This identity shift, or having to go through an identity shift, is never really easy. It's like that feeling of like, oh my gosh, my whole life has been a lie, you know? Like, who have you been and who are you actually? What masks have you been wearing? And that's not necessarily to say that it's like a bad thing or anything like that, but it's more so who you feel like you've had to be in order to be accepted, in order to um, keep the peace. It could be any of those things. What is it for you specifically? All right. Is there anything else? Queen of Cups. I definitely do feel like this is a sense of, really deepening your love for yourself, really tapping into the love that you have for yourself, or developing, nourishing that connection and that love and the compassion that you have for yourself. You could be someone who, really has a lot of love and empathy and compassion for other people, but then when it comes to yourself, you don't necessarily give yourself that much grace. You don't necessarily give yourself that much compassion. And it's extremely important that you do, that you understand how worthy you are of your own love. It is wild. It's a wild idea that there are other people who have experienced your love more than you. Okay. This is also a matter of having to trust your intuition, connecting with your own intuition, and really being in a space where you can trust it fully. Because this is going to provide you with a lot of information. It's going to provide you with a lot of direction, a lot of guidance. You hold that within yourself already, but you have to know how to trust it. And if you're not confident within yourself, then you're also going to struggle with being able to trust your own intuition, being able to trust your own choices. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I do this? Do I do that? You're going to have a hard time being able to really fully trust yourself. So it's very important that you build love within yourself, for yourself. Okay. Yeah, again, the Two of Swords stuck at a crossroads, being able to trust yourself and trust your own intuition so that you're not stuck. That's what you need in order to push yourself forward, is being able to really be confident and trusting yourself. Okay. So I'm going to get a little something here from the Moonology Oracle. And then we are going to wrap up with your reading. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, so the energy is gaining momentum with the waxing moon. And communication is key, new moon in Gemini. All right. So I do feel that it feels like this is something that you may be really breaking through. It's like maybe this is all just confirmation for you. And maybe you have been aware of this for a while, or, recently coming into this. But either way, I feel like it's gaining momentum. I feel like you're doing work towards, really pushing yourself outside of this cycle, really accepting yourself on a new level, getting to that place where it's like, okay, the opinions of other people matter very little, if any at all, things like that. So I feel like there is definitely momentum that's being picked up here. Okay. It's like, taking one step after another, recognizing things for what they are, and really just kind of like, okay, what do I need to do next? And, just putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself and your own needs. You're getting to a point where you're like, no, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that. I will have no more of that, right? But it starts with the small things. It really does. It starts with the smallest decisions, the smallest ideas, the smallest changes that, kind of snowball and pick up and start to get heavier and bigger and really take off. Communication is very key for you. Communicating your boundaries, communicating your needs, and it's really starting with communicating with yourself first. Okay, making those decisions in your mind first, and then really enforcing them, really standing by those choices, those decisions, but being fully expressive about your boundaries, what you need, and what you want. This is extremely important. Who you are and who you're not, okay? Because some people may have ideas in their mind about who they think you are or who they think you should be, and maybe that doesn't align with who you feel that you are or who you know that you are. So you need to make sure that you communicate that and, don't allow people to be confused. Okay? Full moon in Scorpio, it is time to release negativity. I definitely feel that this is about releasing any negativity that you feel towards or about yourself. So if there's any negative self-talk or anything that you say negatively toward or about yourself, understand that you believe yourself more than you believe anybody else. And with that being the case, the more that you say these things, the more you put that energy out there, the more yourself is going to believe it, the more you make it true. Okay, the more you believe something, the more you follow along within that path, within that within that understanding. How you understand something, how you perceive something, it's really how you approach it. So what you think about yourself, how you speak to yourself, it absolutely matters. It creates this frequency, this vibration, and it locks you in this space. So make sure that the things that you are thinking about yourself and the things that you are saying about yourself are absolutely positive. And if you don't know how to get to that space, then I recommend at least maybe getting into some groups, maybe Facebook groups or something like that, where you can start seeing positive quotes every day or, whatever. Again, I recommend that you get onto my mailing list. That link is in the description, okay, where you can find the sign up for my mailing list, and I will send you all kinds of positivity, okay, to uplift yourself, to rebuild yourself, and to remember who you really are, okay? Okay, who you are called to be in this life, all right? It's extremely important. So, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, group one. I definitely do hope that you found a lot of value here and understanding about whatever cycle or about the cycle that you are currently stuck in and how to see yourself out of it. I definitely do recommend that you go to check out my journal post so that you can get some deeper information about that. And if you want to dive into your personal energies, then definitely do book a one-on-one session. Before you go on your way out, if you enjoyed this reading, if you gained some value here, definitely give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe if you have not already and you would like to continue to see more from me. Okay, I do appreciate you spending this time with me, and I am so grateful to be able to do this reading for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this smoky quartz here, then this is going to be your message. This is your reading. Again, just keep in mind that the messages are general, so everything may or may not resonate with you, and that's okay. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. We're going to go ahead and dive right in first with some oracle messages to see what we can find out about your current cycle, what cycle you're currently stuck in, okay? Group two. House 9, spiritual growth. Okay. Spiritual growth. So this is deep. This is deep. This has something to do with your spiritual path, your spiritual journey, your belief system. We have Taurus energy, trust, patience, and sensuality. Okay. House 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self worth. And then Capricorn, ambition, realism, and methodical steps. All right, I'm going to sit with this for just a second. I feel like one more card, maybe. First thing that's coming through here is trust the process. Trust the process. When it comes to your spiritual journey and your own spiritual growth, where you're headed and how you're developing on a spiritual level, it's definitely a matter of having to trust the divine, trust the universe, and to trust the process. It can be a lot, it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of ups and downs, there's a lot of, whew, there's just a lot, okay? And I'm getting that you need to trust the process here. You also need to have patience within yourself and for yourself. The other thing that's coming through here is that there's a need to definitely be grounded at this time while you are going through this cycle and this chapter in your life. There's definitely a need to stay grounded when it comes to your physical security, your possessions, your material values. This is all like earth, very like a earth energy, and definitely giving root chakra energy. It feels like this is a cycle or situation that is really testing you when it comes to your physical security, your what's tangible in your life, your health for some, your sense of wealth, okay? Your material world is being challenged here. And it feels like there needs to be some type of balance between your material world and your spiritual world. What you believe versus what you physically see or tangibly see. It's like a see it to believe it kind of thing. But this feels like maybe you need to believe it to see it. There's like a sense of um it's like maybe faith being tested here. Water energy, spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Yeah, so again, we have more spiritual energy coming out here with this water card. For some of you, there's something about like when it comes down to ambition and moving forward, taking steps forward to get somewhere, to achieve something, to do something. it's kind of feeling like maybe you're not taking initiative or taking certain steps towards something because you don't know if you can trust it yet. You don't know if you can believe it yet. You don't know if it's worth it yet. But I'm getting that you have to believe it in order to see it. It's like you have to start somewhere rather than, the other way around. This requires a leap of faith. This requires trust in the universe, trust in the divine, and also a trust in your own intuition and within yourself. I feel that this is heavily related to the balance that you hold between your spiritual beliefs and what's tangible in your life and needing to balance the two. Okay, let's see what else we have. There could be a cycle here for you, just something that it feels like something that's repeating when it comes down to. I'm sensing somebody who's very skeptical. Like, I don't know if I believe that shit. Like, what is that? Like, you really have to see something before you believe anything about it whatsoever. And it's like you are not someone who, I don't know, for somebody, I feel like that you're not someone who really takes a lot of risks. Like anything that, I don't know if I want to say that's like a threat. I don't really feel like it's threatening. But I feel like anything that really challenges your material world or could be, a potential that could potentially like cause any type of setbacks or hindrance when it comes to your material world, you're just like, uh-uh. I gotta see it to believe it. Like you need it in front of you first. But there's something here about having faith and trusting and taking a leap of faith here. I can't make this up, y'all. Energy doesn't lie. Energy doesn't lie. Sometimes it's not always what you can see, but what you can feel. You can trust the energy behind a situation or behind a person. People can say a lot of things. They can, act a lot of different ways. People can kind of give you certain impressions and things like that. Like they can influence a lot in those ways, but the energy doesn't lie when you learn to read energy. I also feel like this is a matter of trusting your intuition as well, because it's like if you tuned into your intuition behind a certain situation or person or investment or, whatever, you'll find the answers that you need. You'll find the guidance that you need. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? You can trust your intuition. Strengthen that muscle. The energy does not lie. The energy doesn't lie. Okay. What's next? What else is here? Mhm. Self-doubt creeping in, a test of faith. Like I said, there is this element of just really not trusting yourself, this element of self-doubt. And that's not helpful. It's not helpful when you doubt yourself. When you start doubting yourself, it's like you overlook things, right? You overlook red flags, you overlook signs. This can cause you to miss um, something that's good that's coming your way or being presented to you, right? Because you can be too skeptical in such a way where it's like you pass up on things that are actually meant for you. Or in the complete opposite direction, it's just like being overly open and, refusing to see certain red flags. And then you set yourself up for a long cycle of headache, heartache, and frustration, right? This cycle for you is all about testing your faith and what you believe in. What do you believe is meant for you in this life? Who do you believe you are? What do you believe is meant for you and coming for you? This test of faith is like what you ask, you shall receive. But you have to believe that. You have to trust that. A lot of us, it's like a lot of us pray, but instead of leaving it there, we pick it back up. We pray, we pick it back up. We drop it, we pick it back up. Drop it, pick it back up. And the best way that I can describe this in a way that really, really makes sense is being at a restaurant, sitting at the table, getting your menu, the waitress or waiter comes to your table and you put in an order. Your server says, okay, I got you. They go to the back, they put in your order. You wave your server back over and you say, hey, wait a minute, I need to change my order. And they say, okay, what do you need? You then put in another order and they say, okay, I got you. I'm going to go ahead and put in your order. They go to the back, they put in your order, and then you change your mind again and you say, hey, wait a minute, I need to make a change to my order. The server comes back, they take your new order, they go back, right? This is a repeating cycle. But the more you change your order, the longer it takes for you to actually get what you ordered. Every time you change your mind, every time you leave your prayer and then you pick it back up and then you leave it and then you pick it back up, it takes longer to manifest. Give it to the divine. Whatever it is, give it to the divine and leave it there. Trust that the issues will be resolved. Trust that your manifestations are coming in. Trust. Believe it before you see it. Trust that you are co-creator in your life and that you have that much power. Yeah, you're doubting yourself. You're doubting the gifts that you have. You're doubting the power that you have. The fact that you are co creating in this life with the divine. Faith without work is dead, right? So you have to work with, in collaboration with the divine in order to manifest, in order to create what you desire in this lifetime. So that could be, a deep rooted belief where it's like, I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray, but then I don't see it. But what are you doing? There's definitely a combination, and there's a balance between leaving it, and we'll just say it like this, leaving it at the feet of God, right? And also then going and doing your part versus picking it back up and taking it back on as if it's your sole responsibility. In this human form, there's only so much that we can do. So we have to trust in a higher being, in a higher power. We have to give it to that higher power and allow divine energy to intervene and take over what we cannot physically do in this life. But that is the co creation, and that is the beauty. That is the beauty. All right, let's see. What else is here? Ooh. Can you tell me about this cycle? Or can you tell me about this cycle for book 2, please? Six of Wands. Six of Wands. Okay. So there's a few things that are coming through with this. First of all, you need to understand that you are absolutely meant to be successful. You are meant to be victorious, and you are meant to shine. Okay. The Six of Wands talks about public recognition, victory, success, and public recognition. I'm seeing a great deal of I'm seeing a great deal of happiness. I'm seeing a great deal of success, excitement, passion. It's like being in a really, really good space and people recognizing you for being in that space, maybe recognizing the work that you've done or whatever accomplishments you've made, like people seeing how hard you've worked to overcome whatever challenges you may have faced, or something like that. It's like there's people that are cheering for you, people that are rooting for you, they're excited for you, and wanting to see you win. Maybe this is a space that you really want to be in. This, for some people, this may be, you wanting to get to a specific space in your life, or maybe in your career, or something like that. And it's almost like this feeling of, maybe not believing that you can ever be there, or that you'll ever have that, or something like that. So what's being highlighted here is that you are meant for that. This is the reason that you see it. It's the reason that it's part of your vision, because it's meant for you, because it is part of your it's part of your path, part of your journey, what's meant for you. Okay. But there's also a great deal of fear here. Um, when it comes to stepping into this space, it can be kind of scary, because now when you're in the spotlight, when you are a person of influence, when people can see you, when you become more visible, there's like a certain image that you have to uphold. People expect more from you. So now it's a matter of having to maintain that. I can get here, but then once I get here, I got to show up. This is a fear of success. A lot of people think that, the issue is a fear of failure. And for some, I do sense that there's a fear that if I step out there and I do this and then I fail in front of everybody, like that's scary. But then for some, there is, once I get there, how the hell do I maintain that? What do I do? Now you have to step up in a whole new way. You have to continue to grow. You have to continue to build. You have to be a constant student. You got to maintain your image. There's a fear of falling short. But again, Two of Cups just came out here. Two of Cups, co-creating, partnering with the divine, trusting. It feels to me like trusting that the divine definitely has you and has your back, that the universe has your back, that you can't fail. What would you do and how would you approach something if you absolutely knew that you couldn't fail? Guaranteed you'd approach it in a different manner, guaranteed you'd move forward differently. And that's what's important here. Recognizing that. If you knew you couldn't fail, you trust yourself on a whole different level. You would take risks that you wouldn't typically take. You'd have a lot more patience with yourself and with, circumstances, with other people, with what's going on. Like you definitely have more patience. And you wouldn't stand in your way with your own negative thoughts either. Hmm. This Two of Cups for me right now definitely feels like a matter of partnering with divine energy, trusting that divine energy, and continuing to really co-create. This is a really beautiful energy. The Ten of Wands suggests that you may be trying to take on more than what you have to, right? It's like taking on all of this weight, carrying it on your back, and adding more and more and more and more, but without asking for help. Without asking for help, you need to lay it down. Put it down because it's not like all of that weight is not meant for you to carry. Take what you can. It's like, okay, what's coming through is like separating what you can do, what you can control, what you can handle versus what you can't. Whatever you can't handle, whatever's too big for you, whatever's too heavy for you, that's what you give. You give that to the Most High and take what you can without overwhelming yourself. The serenity prayer is coming through heavily here. Knowing the difference between what you can control, what you can't control. Okay. Page of Pentacles. New opportunities are coming through. There's new opportunities that are coming through. Now, with the Page of Pentacles, this is about new opportunities, financial opportunities. They're solid. They are new. Possibly like unfamiliar, maybe for some. But they're solid. There could be some type of an offer that is coming through here for you. there's a lot that's coming through for you, group two. So I'm trying to really like just stay focused because there's a lot. It's like it definitely does feel overwhelming with the ten of wands energy. This is a sense of overwhelm. I feel like there's something here related to some type of opportunity. Maybe you need an opportunity or you need a door to open for you, or maybe you feel like you do. I feel like there's opportunities presented to you regularly, but it's a matter of what you trust, what you believe. There could be something that's coming in here and um you're being told at this time that you just need to can't make it up. Ace of Pentacles. This is a gift, a financial blessing, a financial increase. There could be some type of promotion or some opportunity that is definitely coming forward or coming through for you. You might feel like it is too good to be true. Um, there's something he, there's something about your energy like you absolutely need to do your research first, and that's I mean that makes sense. I totally get that. Do your research, but also have faith and trust. Don't jump head first. Do your research and what you need to do, but also trust that you are deserving and you are worthy of a good opportunity to come your way. Co-create with the divine, put it at God's feet, pray about it, and trust it. Lean into it and move forward. Okay? Yeah. Your message here today is primarily about really just trust your spiritual path, your spiritual journey, your connection, and your relationship with the divine. Okay. I'm going to get a few more oracle cards here and then we're going to wrap up your reading. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Emotions are running high. There we go. Emotions are running high. Yeah, this definitely does feel like a sense of overwhelm. There's a lot that's going on, a lot that you're facing, a lot that you're dealing with at this time. And I feel like for a lot of you, this has something to do with financial challenges and just being very uncertain, being unsure of, what's next and how to maintain, how to balance, things like that. You're being called to trust the divine, to trust your path, to trust within this spiritual growth, like your development of your relationship with the divine is extremely important here. Trust and have faith. Put forth whatever effort you can and trust that the divine will carry you the rest of the way. Let's see, what else do we have here? A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. It's interesting to see this here because there's also this Two of Cups. Now, I did see this and do see this as, co-creating and partnering with the divine. There could be a divine partnership here, even a romantic partnership here, someone coming through for you that it's a deeper spiritual connection. Okay. So Yeah, but I still also feel, even with this, a new romantic cycle begins, I still feel like this is your relationship between yourself and the divine. It's a beautiful relationship that you're building here. When you really lean into that and you really trust in that, this is you're really being called to develop and nurture this relationship with God. Like, that's extremely important here. So for some, there could be a matter of you really wanting to have a relationship. Maybe you're looking for love or you are waiting for love, and maybe feeling like it's just not coming. Maybe you're getting impatient when it comes to that. And Spirit is saying that your connection, your relationship with the divine is priority here. Once you establish that relationship, you deepen and nurture that relationship, you will find the partner that is meant for you. Um, and it's about not just finding any partner or inviting just anybody into your life, but a divine connection that is really truly meant for you. More of a soulmate type of connection, the person who is worthy of you. And again, take that as it resonates for those who are, you know, looking for that or questioning about that. Okay. So we have two more cards here. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. And then void of course moon, nothing will come of the situation. Now, what comes to me with this energy here, nothing will come of the situation, is if you keep dropping it and picking it back up and dropping it and picking it back up, nothing will happen. It's going to stay stuck. Your order stays stuck if you keep doing that. So it's important that you make up your mind about it, put it down, and take action and move forward. Do what you can do and leave the rest, okay? Trust and believe that your hard work is paying off. All of the effort and the energy that you put forth into this is going to pay off in your favor. Just keep trusting that, keep believing that, and hold your faith. Hold your faith, okay? So I am going to go ahead and end your reading here, group two. I definitely do hope that you found value in this reading, that there was a deep resonance for you as far as moving forward in your journey in terms of really getting a deeper understanding of what cycle you're caught in at this time. Again, this reading was inspired by a new journal post that I made, so you'll definitely want to go check it out if you want some deeper information about, being stuck in repeating cycles. That information is going to be in the description below. And you'll also want to make sure that you subscribe to my newsletter for continued support going forward and just building yourself up along your journey. Now, if you did find value in this video and you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up on your way out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would like to see more videos like this one, as well as the other really cool videos that I have planned coming out very, very soon. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am honored to be able to do this reading for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye. Hi, group three. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this amethyst, then this is going to be your message, okay? Again, please keep in mind that these messages are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you want to dive into your own personal energies, you can book a one-on-one session with me. That link will be in the description, okay? We're going to go ahead and dive right in to your energy here. What cycle are you currently stuck in? I'm going to grab some oracle messages first. Group 3. What messages do we have for group 3 related to the current cycle that they are stuck in? Group 3. The first message here is Virgo, integrity, reverence, and service. Virgo energy. Okay. We have house 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. Interesting. And then we have square, a challenging situation, and a mountain to climb. Okay. Group 3. So this is about, okay, could be some third chakra energies going on here. I said third. I meant throat. This is what, 5th chakra? Root. Sacral. Yeah, the throat chakra, I believe, is your 5th chakra. So could be some throat chakra energy going on here. I've done what, two two readings so far, and I've been fine, but immediately I feel choked up here. So there could be something in regard to your truth, or in regard to your communication, or maybe even communication of your truth. Okay. With Virgo energy, or the Virgo card being the first one out, integrity, okay, is the first keyword on there. If you can see that, integrity. Okay. So being honest, being truthful, having integrity is extremely important. And it looks like it's highlighting here profound relationships, your relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. So how are you showing up in this area of your life? A challenging situation and a mountain to climb. So for whatever reason, this feels very, very difficult for you, very challenging. House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. This is interesting because this is about passion and having fun. What are you up to, group 3? I'm going to get one more card from this deck here. I feel like when it comes to your relationships, the strongest theme that's coming through is people not necessarily being very, I don't know what this is about, but it's like people not being very straightforward or honest about what they need, what they want, what they desire when it comes to relationships. And therefore, this is a matter of constantly repeating the same cycles over and over and over again in relationships, struggling to find the right person, constant frustrations in your connections or in your relationships, expecting someone to meet certain needs that that you may have, or vice versa. Maybe you're connecting with people who have certain needs that don't align with yours, or certain desires that don't align with yours, or vice versa. This I mean, this could be extremely frustrating. Being cardinal, instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. This this is a really interesting message. So I feel like this is just showing up as someone who finds themselves in repeating cycles when it comes to relationships, and the need to kind of, either for some this may be causing or creating a dynamic of just kind of like stepping out or being dishonest or not really showing up in your relationships the way that you know that you should, or having to deal with someone, your partners, and repeating that cycle as well, attracting people who are not showing up for you the way that you desire in a relationship. And this all starts with being honest with self and being fully communicative of what you need in a relationship, what you expect in a partnership. A lot of the time, we are not straightforward with those things because we're afraid of running somebody off, or afraid that they may not understand, or um, afraid that they might look at us differently or something like that. And if that is the case, then that should be your clear sign that this is not your person. So it should be okay. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know that this is easier said than done, but it's like it should be okay when you have that understanding that if I tell you the truth about who I am and you run away, that means clearly you are not for me and I am not for you. But we get hung up on this idea of loss, the idea of losing someone, the idea that, oh, I really like this person. I'm really intrigued by this person, or really infatuated with this person, or, whatever that case is. And therefore, we get stuck in repeating cycles with people we have no business even creating a cycle with in the first place. That feels like a lot. That feels, it feels like a lot. But this is a repeating pattern, ending up in relationships and situationships that you don't belong in because you're not being honest about your needs. You're not being honest about who you are in a relationship and what you need, what you want, and what you desire, what you require, setting your boundaries up front, setting your boundaries ahead of time, and letting people know, hey, this is who I am when it comes to, this is me. This is me. If you don't like it, you are not for me and I am not for you. Being able to really stand solid in that and accepting that. That definitely does require a certain level of bravery, I feel, because it's like no matter what is at stake here, no matter what is on the line, so to speak, I will not abandon my truth. I will not abandon me for the idea of having a partner, especially one that doesn't align with me. Now, this is, potential forever unhappiness, knowing that you'll never have exactly what you really desire or what you really need because you didn't communicate that. You weren't honest about it. When it eventually does come out, now you're deep involved with someone and they're looking at you sideways like, you what? You what? All right, unrecognized efforts. There's something coming through here. Give me just a second. Let me let that come through clearly. Unrecognized efforts. Let me sit with that. Something better is coming. With this unrecognized efforts energy here, this definitely feels like being caught in the cycle of, being in its love languages. Love languages. Being in relationship with someone who has a different love language from you and expecting them to really not even just fully understand, but expecting them to communicate their love in the same way that you communicate love. We don't always all communicate love in the same ways. It is extremely important to understand your partner's love language. If you are someone who needs physical touch, like maybe physical touch is your primary love language, but your person's primary love language is acts of service. If you want to be all touchy feely and, I want to give you a hug and I want to kiss you and like all those types of things, that's how you express love and that's how you receive love. But their love language is acts of service. It's like you can be showing all the love that you can possibly be showing. Like, I truly love you, I adore you, all of the things. But if you're not speaking the same language, they need you to show up. They need you to take the trash out. They need you to wash the car. They need you to go to the grocery store. They need you to help make their life easier in, in other ways, and you're not doing that. In their mind, you're not communicating love. In their mind, they are feeling unfulfilled when it comes to that. Okay, so it's like speaking two different languages, that those efforts are not being seen. So when you are in a relationship with someone where you're speaking different languages, where your needs are different, where you're not fully communicating and being expressive, okay, a lot of effort goes unrecognized, it goes unseen, it goes misunderstood. Okay, so again, that idea that you're going to lose something or that you're going to miss something, it's not true. It's not true. The only thing that you're going to miss, the only thing that you're going to lose is unnecessary headache, you know? Like, yeah, there could be some fun times and some things that you enjoy, but ultimately, do you really, I mean, is it worth the trade? Is it worth the trade? When you connect with someone who is misaligned, you have to be willing to let go. The reason being is because there's something better that is coming, okay? Something better coming, something that is more aligned with you, that is meant just for you. But you have to hold space for that. Sometimes, and I see this a lot, but like we settle in relationships. I'll take it because this person is here and they are showing an interest in me and I'm lonely and, all the things, but something better is coming. You have to trust that. Endings and beginnings. This is also about letting go for those who are currently, currently with someone, maybe, okay, where it's just not It's not leveling out, it's not balanced, it's not working. And not even if you're just currently with someone, but just being stuck in this particular cycle in general. You got to be willing to let go. Like once you realize that things are not working, instead of putting yourself through more pain, through more heartache, you got to be willing to let go so that you can make space for what's to come. There's a lot of strength and bravery that is required when it comes to this particular cycle. You gotta trust that the right person is out there for you, that the right person is coming, but you also can't be tied up in a situation, no pun intended. You can't be tied up in a situation that's not working for you and expecting for things to really change. Like what I'm seeing is, the constant fights, the constant arguments, the constant frustration of, wanting to put your partner in this space or wanting them to, kind of see your point of view and where you're coming from, wanting them to be more of what you want them to be rather than accepting them for who they are or who they are not. Right? Like not trying to make someone be something that they're not because it's what you need, because it's what you want. Or again, vice versa. Sometimes, you may end up with a partner who wants you to be something that you're not, and you have to fully communicate, hey, listen, that is not me. That is not for me. And if that is what you need and that's a deal breaker for you, then we need to let this thing go. That's a hard conversation to have. Can be. But this is where you have to find that strength within yourself and you have to prioritize yourself. I feel like when it comes down to like integrity, the Virgo card with integrity was the first thing that came out. And I feel like that's extremely important because what I keep seeing is somebody who is stepping outside of their relationship. And this could be you or it could be someone, it could be your partner or, again, take it as it resonates because this energy is general. But what I'm seeing is someone who keeps stepping outside of their relationship to get what they need because they're not getting it within their relationship. But this is a repetitive cycle that you keep finding yourself in. There's a reason for that. It's because you keep putting yourself in the wrong relationships. You keep getting into relationships with the wrong people. You have to be honest about yourself or honest with yourself about your needs, honest with yourself about your desires and what you truly want in a relationship. For some, this is definitely, I can't make this up, y'all. Ace of Wands. For some of y'all, this is definitely about sex. It is a matter of like maybe you have a different, um, like you just kind of want something different sexually. Your needs are just kind of different, or you have different ideas. Maybe you enjoy certain things that are not typical, or um, you know, yeah, like this is more like passion and excitement and wanting to try new things. Maybe you're extremely adventurous when it comes to that and you have a hard time finding a partner who is on that same page with you, but you have to do the work to find those people. Where are they? Figure out where they are and go play in that pool rather than trying to convert somebody. you know this is interesting. This is interesting. So yeah, for some of you, I definitely feel that this is more of a physical nature. For others, it may just be that you find yourself in relationships where people just don't match your energy. They just don't match your vibe. They don't match um, your your thrill and your passion for life. Maybe you have like a lot of high energy Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Like you just are on fire when it comes to life, and there's like a lot of passion, a lot of energy, excitement, adventure, all this type of energy. And maybe it can be a little bit challenging to find someone who really matches that vibe for you. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Knight of Swords, and Death. All right. So this is definitely communicating your truth regardless of the consequences, and just kind of rushing in head first to be like, all right, listen, this is what it is, and you're either with it or you aren't. And being willing to let go, cut ties, and end certain things, certain connections if they do not align with who you are, with where you're headed, with your truth in general, okay? Rather than being stuck in a situation that is not making you happy, that is not fulfilling you, and also frustrating you and your partner, okay? The Empress. This is all love, beauty, and, just all the things. This is goddess energy. You deserve to have everything that you want in this life, especially, in your relationships. Okay. This is definitely like this energy that she's giving. I don't know. Can y'all feel this? Can y'all see this? The energy that she's giving here is like, I am who I am. I love and accept me. I am awesome. I'm amazing. I am beautiful. I am sexy. I am all the things. It's just her vibe that I'm picking up right now. It's interesting. I've never really seen this card this way. But this vibe that I'm getting here is just like, if you want me, this is who I am, and you have to accept me the way that I am. And if you cannot do that, then I'm not for you, and that is totally okay for me and you. And I'm okay with waiting. It's like I'm okay with waiting for the one that is meant for me, the one that is going to fulfill all of my desires and all of my needs, because I deserve that. This energy here is a very strong embodiment. It's a very strong, like, it's almost giving carefree, but then satisfied in within one's own self. Like, I'm good with or without you, and I will find exactly what I need. It's like I don't have to settle for shit. That's what it's giving. There's no need to settle in a relationship with someone that does not make you happy, that does not give you what you need. For what? For why? For why? All right, I'm going to get one more card here. Y'all are interesting. Group three. All right, two cards come out here. Ten of Cups and the Six of Swords. Okay. There is absolutely a person out there for you. Someone who gets you, someone who is totally on the same page as you, someone who is absolutely meant for you, someone who completely vibes with you, they align with with all of your shit, okay? There's someone there. But in order to get to that space, in order to connect with that person, in order to make space for that person, you got to be willing to move on, to move forward, to release old baggage, people, places, and things. So when I speak of energy, this is people, places, and things. Anything that is standing in your way, that is no longer serving you, that is holding you back, that is weighing you down, release it. Let it go. Move on. Endings so that there can be beginnings. Okay? Endings so that there can be beginnings. What are you ready to start? I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards here from the Moonology Oracle. Let's see. Group 3. All right. Full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Interesting. Balsamic moon, a time for healing. There's a difference between confidence and just straight conceit, arrogance, ego. Confidence is important, it's healthy, and it's necessary. I feel that there is a need to really evaluate what is a deal breaker for you and what is not, what's extremely important for you and what you need in terms of being happy versus what is, because there could be the other side of the spectrum here where it's like, you know, maybe being overly demanding of something that you know is really not going to make or break you. And this could be in the way and kind of like hindering you in terms of having healthy long-term relationships. So being mindful there, but also not allowing your pride to get in the way of you expressing those needs that you do have, what is important to you and what you do need, because you deserve to be satisfied, you deserve to be fulfilled, whatever it is. We're all different in this life, so you have to be ready and willing to accept yourself first, and it starts there, accepting yourself before you can ask someone else to accept you. A time for healing. So I feel that this is extremely important too. Like whatever has made you feel like it's not okay for you to ask for what you need or for you to communicate your needs, that's something that needs to be that's something that needs to be healed. That's something that needs to be worked on. Okay. Something that you really need to look into within yourself, doing some shadow work there. All right. Is there anything else? Meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. And then Gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. So again, confirmation here. It's just, figuring out what you really do want, what you need, what's a deal breaker, what's important for you in relationships, so that you don't keep repeating this cycle of ending up in relationships where you're not being fulfilled, where your needs are not being met. I think you need to take some time to really, figure out what that looks like for you. What are the repeating themes or the repeating cycles that you keep experiencing when you come, when you're in a relationship? What do you notice you're constantly fussing or arguing about with your partner, in a relationship? And is this, really important to you? Is this a deal breaker for you? Or is it something that you need to work on within yourself? You are, I feel, very close to achieving your goal of finding the right person. But I think this is the, should I say, like the elephant, like the elephant here. It's the big thing, the big block is being honest about who you are and what you need and what you desire. So, overcoming this challenge for you, I feel, really puts you in that space of being able to attract, connect, and, really establish something very powerful, a really powerful relationship. Okay. Group three, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here. Just a couple of things though. Again, being that this reading is very general, if you do want to dive into your own personal energies further, feel free to book a one-on-one session with me. That link is in the description below. And again, if you want to learn more about repeating cycles and how that works out, why that's happening, and more details about that, then you'll want to check out my new journal entry. That link is in the description below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, where I will be sending out more value, more encouragement, empowerment, things like that, tools, and, just all kinds of stuff that can help you along your journey. Now, if you did enjoy this reading, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And also, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when I drop another one. And I will see you in my next video. Again, I really do appreciate you taking this time with me today, and it has been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. So I thank you so much for that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.